Just hold on a second here. My apologies. I always forget that I have to do this. Goodness. Okay. Sorry about that. I sometimes forget. I went live real fast and I forgot to take off my screen protector because it won't hold in my little tripod thingy. Hello, everybody. Bright light in my face. My name is Todd Standing. I'm the man who takes people into the field and has them either live interact with their eyewitnesses Sasquatch. This is my weekly Wednesday live show where I discuss all topics Sasquatch. You'll notice the lighting is pretty amazing, but it's a little bright. I wonder if I can dim it down a little bit. So there we go. Not so crazy. Awesome. I will be answering questions regarding Sasquatch this year. So expeditions are over, done. I even did a little November expedition. The new colleague of mine late this year. Don't ever normally do that. I don't ever normally have the opportunity to. And it did not really produce any amazing kind of physical or scientific proof. It turned out to be a very spiritual journey. So I guess before I get into the questions, I'll start talking about the importance and what I use to facilitate me moving forward with this discovery. So I focus on different levels of wellness in myself. So physical, mental, emotional, of course there's sexual that we don't talk about, and then there's spiritual. And so I want all those kind of wellnesses. So I work on being mentally strong. I think mental health and mental wellness really helps with the science is the way I see moving forward this discovery. Really being logical and deductive and really breaking things down and being as smart and connected as you can. Physical health is also very important. You got to take care of your body. I tell people, and this is very important. If you don't take care of your body, if you're not physically healthy, you don't eat good foods, if you're toxic, the Sasquatch recognize that. So funny, and I've seen it many, many times. One example in particular, a primatologist came out, this amazing woman. She was very toxic with poisonous food that she ate. And I saw the Sasquatch just gravitate away from her. Actually, the first time she went outside and they urinated, it was a really bad smell. I know this might sound uncomfortable to people, but when you're doing this kind of work, when you're out there in the wilderness and you're working in, like, you're so connected. You're walking around, you're touching the trees, you're connected to the plants and the animals by eating it, by drinking the water, and we become one with nature in this. And if you're toxic physically, it matters. I've never seen anybody come out that was really physically toxic and get tremendous success. And then the opposite side of it is I see people that care about their physical and really take care of themselves. Excuse me. And get tremendous success. So, and it comes through in me as well, I find. So I tell people to eat really healthy before they come out. So emotional is very much just your I consider it mainly like your personal life and what's going on with you, obviously very important. And then the spiritual health of things, which is tremendously important. It's one of the hardest things to work on because it's so inside of you. It's so much. It's one of the rawest forms because for me, anyways, because it's something when you're on that spiritual level, it's something that you really can't hide, and it really shows, especially in this discovery with the Sasquatch. It's immensely important to and 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 I am of the mindset that I'm a spiritual being having a physical existence. That's a philosophy I walk around with. So I feel like the energy that is me is very spiritual, and I feel sympathy for people who really have no form of spiritual connectivity. I think it's the surest path to failure in life in general, just as a philosophy. I mean, how could you? One thing that's powerful for me is even beyond nature is was having children, feeling that soulful connection that was just so profound. Uh, just blew my mind, and I guess I've had it. Haven't Gosh, people haven't you even like telepathy and empathic ability, animal communication. it's all, to me, that's all spiritual connectivity, and it's immensely important in this discovery. I think it's immensely important in any aspect of your life. If you're missing that, uh, it's really something you should certainly consider. Please take my advice for that. So, and yeah, it's a big hole that I think a lot of people are missing, and it's become one of the most important things that I intend to focus on in the next 5 months, where there is very minimal Sasquatch research. So I'm going to go. My plan is to go to Washington State. I'm going to do some traveling to the United States. Very likely. I put it out there. I just, as of today, I was talking to Kyle, formerly of New York, and now of from Florida. I'd like to go to Florida real soon. Like, I'm probably gonna start looking through my emails and stuff. I'd like to go in maybe January, late January would be a great time, because the weather is really good out there. I've had a plan to go out there for a while, and there's many people that have been asking me about coming to Florida. So I've been to Florida before. I was in the Everglades, but I don't intend to go back to the Everglades. I intend to go back to national parks that are more central Florida, and particularly one spot, investigate where there was a Sasquatch chronicle that was pretty amazing, and go to that area. I feel very confident after my training, specifically in Alabama, from some wilderness experts there, that I feel good with, the snakes and the reptiles and whatnot. So I feel I can handle myself pretty well, because that's not something that's indigenous to me at all. There's no snakes around the Radium and Nordegg area that I've been doing my research. Even up into the Vancouver area, I mean, gardener snakes, they're nothing. Like, they're not like rattlesnakes and water moccasins and the diamondbacks and the different kinds of rattlesnakes that you have. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. So I'm sure that gave enough time to facilitate. Oh, and it's Thanksgiving in the United States. We do have Thanksgiving in Canada. It's just was a month ago. So happy Thanksgiving for that. Thanksgiving really, isn't it? Oh, and hey, Amanda, that's awesome to see you on here today. And a lot, of my research and what I do is based on native teachings, and Thanksgiving is giving thanks to, you know, isn't it the natives that saved us and helped our ancestors survive? Hello, Andy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Evening, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Again, hi, Amanda. How was in BC? BC is having some major disaster right now with floods. Some serious disasters. It's been a mess, and it sucks to see that right now, especially in these trying times, as we'll call them. Did you say Sasquatch gave you medical assistance? Yeah, there's a video that I did on it, and I've covered it quite extensively, where I had an injury and they seemed to put like a sap salve on a cut that I had, sealed it up, and it was amazing. I have and even to this day, I'll tell you, when I have an injury, like, I had a pretty good cut this year. In fact, that's kind of what's left of it. It was a big split finger, and I put sap on that. I found Douglas fir sap that was still a little bit moist, and I put it on there, and it felt good. So I'm sure there's a lot of antiseptic properties, and since the Sasquatch literally did that, they put other stuff, but I could smell that was Douglas fir sap was in the mixture that they had. Um, and the injury that I had that was really significant on my leg, the big hole that was in it, healed so well. So, and Michael asked, "Do I have new footage?" Yes, I'm making a new documentary. Hey, Todd, Amanda, Phil, Sasquatch Gang. Hey, Royal Creations. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, are you going to post videos about the expeditions? Yeah, there's a lot to do with that. I mean, I have TV shows that want stuff from me. I've talked a lot about the expeditions, even in these live videos. And what I'd like to do is, there's 4 people now that I have that had incredible success over, even just not over the past year, the past couple years. Some particular people, 4 of them, and it's Kyle's one. Kyle came up for 2 weeks this year, so Kyle is really stepped up. He's done a lot of training with me. He kicked ass this year. That kid from New York, man, he went out in glacier water. He Iceman trained. He did absolutely spectacular. He keeps showing up, and he worked hard, and he made a lot of sacrifices to come out this year. And so I'd like him to do some. He was on Dixie Cryptid, I believe, the radio show, and I'm going to start doing some cooperating with the Sasquatch Chronicles. I intend to have my expeditioners go on the Sasquatch Chronicles and other radio shows and talk about their experiences just on their own, like their own. Because what happens a lot with me is I over time after the training's kind of done, the first week is a lot. Someone comes out and spends a week with me, and there's a lot of training and uh, just we get to know each other. We test each other's mettle. There's a lot going on, and then they come back for a second expedition, a year later or a month later or whatever, and or sometimes years later, and then it becomes a lot about not just training but their journey because they're not me. They're different individuals, and I. The primary purpose of these expeditions is to train people to have their own success in their own special ways. So I feel very profoundly that Expeditioner Matt, who I want to go on Sasquatch Chronicles, and I'd like him even to start doing maybe live show sit downs where I actually can sit down physically with these expeditioners of mine and have them talk about their experiences. I did a little bit with James last week because I couldn't do a live show last week, so I just posted a video and just talk about his experiences and the stuff we saw. I think it's wonderful because man, people have their own perspectives, their own journeys. They're doing their own things out there, and it's really special. So, and I'm recognizing qualities in people that are spectacular. Matt is this ridiculous empath who just picks up animals. Like there were, as an example, we're hiking along a trail and there's these little specks of white way up on top of the mountain, and I'm watching Matt. I'm behind him because I'm aware this guy is there's something really special about the way he just keeps picking up animals. So I'm watching him and watching him. He sees a moose. There's no way he could have seen that out of his eyes. He felt it was there. And it was really the end. It was like the fifth time he had done it. He saw mountain goats, miles off up on the hills. And he points, he goes, look at the mountain goats. And has no doubt in his mind, those are mountain goats. And I go, let's wait a minute, because there's snow up on those peaks. And then you can see them moving. They're clearly mountain goats. He didn't even need to look again. He knew they were mountain goats. So, but he had a very special encounter, a very special sighting. And I haven't even told Matt this yet. Uh, Man, I'll tell all my viewership because I mentioned it before I even tell Matt. Is so he had an encounter with a Sasquatch that had an 11-inch track, so probably like a 10-year-old, 10 or 11-year-old male Sasquatch. And on my last expedition in November, uh, I I'm very convinced that Sasquatch came around and he was looking for Matt. And how do I know that? Because I just felt it. Actually, what I saw in my mind, this is unbelievable. This is so hard for me to talk about these things because it's becoming such a spiritual journey for me. But what I was seeing images of Matt from the wilderness, even me with Matt in the wilderness. And I'm thinking, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on? Why would I be seeing those images? It's because the Sasquatch was seeing Matt. So these are perspectives I'm seeing from months ago that the Sasquatch is like he's I'm seeing these bits of pieces of imagery in my mind, even clothing that I was wearing that day that I forgot I was even wearing. Like it's pretty profound stuff, little images. And I feel like, but I wasn't the focus. This particular Sasquatch likes Matt. Matt is very special. So I hope Matt doesn't see this video because I want to talk to him about this experience, which is pretty amazing, right? So Kyle is very he's Kyle is evolving this boots on the ground perspective. That's he's a guy that just gets things done, and he's young and he's got a lot to learn, but he's very he's just got a wonderful manner of thinking and a great deal of obsession, and he's ready to dedicate himself to this because he hasn't built up a family yet. He doesn't have a wife and children, and he's just at a spot in life where he wants to dedicate himself to this in a very special, unique way. Matt has a family. Darren, another expeditioner who's having tremendous success, has a family, but his family's grown up now, and now he's at the age where he's older, still fit and strong as a beast, but now he wants to pursue this, and he's getting a lot of love from the wilderness. And then I worked out another special deal with Ashley from Instagram. Anyways, she was out with us. She's done now 2 expeditions with me, and she's an empath. And she's loving. If you ever video 4 is Jane, and Jane's coming around, and Jane's talking to her, and Jane is very special. The videos from 2009 are literally over a decade ago that I have of Jane. It's that female Sasquatch. So Jane now is so special. Jane is, she's like a medicine woman. There's something very special, and she just doesn't. I get to see her once in a while as a special gift here and there, but I don't get a tremendous amount of interaction from her. But Ashley does, and yeah. So this is Ashley Ann. This is a brand new Ashley. I know I had some interactions with Ashley from before. I don't have any association with her. This is a brand new girl I just met this year, who's a powerful empath and extremely spiritual minded in what she does. In fact, this woman's one of her primary, like her number one thing in life is her spirituality. It's something that she's immensely focused on. She's very extreme in the spirituality. I mean, she embraces her physicality, she embraces her emotions, but for her, it's spirituality first. And I try to keep a balance. I try to keep a nice balance to things. Uh, and she is just spirituality first, and it's. I'm getting wonderful lessons from her, and I'm very excited to have her come back and to see her excitement and see her journey. Because again, it's always it's a unique journey, and it's also awesome to have a woman's perspective. And she's very feminine. She's very mothering. She's very nurturing. She has so many beautiful things about her that only a woman can embody. And I would have thought if you would have asked me, I would have thought, oh, the boys are going to go crazy for her, and that's not the case. So I think she is having some interactions. I do think the boys like her because boys sure like girls. But what's really big time happening with her is Jane. So it's the girl likes the girl. There's a shamaness thing going on between the two of them. It's very profound. It's very special. And I'm very excited to help continue to facilitate this wonderful relationship that she has because I don't have it. So, um, what's the meaning behind the Sylvanic Bigfoot name? So that's Magina, Magina. Savanak is Sylvanic, and Savanak means shadow guardian of the mountain. Thought it was great to see you and your friend out and about. Please show us more videos. Isn't that wasn't that great? Yeah, even do live shows like that. That was pretty cool. So I'm just the thing about the expeditions that I do is when I'm out there, man, I feel like it's 7 days and 7 nights, and it doesn't feel like enough time. It feels like a pittance. Like we have so much to do, and I don't do that, and I'm gonna start doing that more for sure next year. And there is stuff that I have, the videos that I've taken that expeditioners want to have a sit down and talk about their experiences, and I think it's amazing. Do you think that all logging is affecting the fam? Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Logging is profoundly affecting the Sasquatch. Definitely need more videos. I agree, Royal Creation. Well, now's the time to do that, right? So, but now Netflix wants a documentary, and that Warner Brothers and Netflix, they want this big documentary that I really owe them. I'm so far behind with stuff. So, Cephosaurus, good evening from Northeast Illinois. Long time no talk. Good to see you out there. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I think Sylvanic is the area he researches. Well, yeah, the Sylvanic area, the original Sylvanic area, is in the Montana region. So let's see what else we got here. Are you sick? No, no. I just had a bit of a cough. I don't know. I get. I guess I'm so used to coughing on the show. I'm feeling way better. You won't see me cough much, so I don't know what that little cough was about. But hi, Todd and Phil. How do you explain the way a Sasquatch cloak? I've seen them do it. Yeah, Lenny, I don't see that. Don't see them cloaking ever. Everything I see them do, it's very corporeal. If they're hitting you with infrasound, that might be affecting you and affecting your visual abilities. But I've never seen just never seen them cloak in any way, shape, or form. They're incredibly stealthy. They move incredibly well. Um, yeah, but nothing any ever to do with anything like that. Hello, Todd. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Laura. Kyle it says they can see your soul. Kyle says. Kyle Beasley. I don't like to be so. I try to remain a little bit neutral. I try not to get too powerful about the spirituality of things. That's a pretty profound statement, Kyle. And actually, I would disagree with you in a lot of levels, because I think some people are like zombies and they don't even. A Sasquatch has no connection. There's no frequency to match. There's no understanding. There's no similarities. So I would say a Sasquatch would look at most people that just walk around staring at their phones and are just zombies and sheep, and you know uh, wouldn't even be able to have any connection to them. But I think that's a very profound statement. I will agree with you in saying that there's a real soulful connection they look for, and whether you're able to work with that or not is it's a what a wonderful gift. That's why I'm so impressed with Ashley, because man, she is just like soulful, and has a soulful spiritual connection so quickly to the Sasquatch. So uh, in her case, which is what I'm really excited about, I think I think there is that much of a connection, but I think it's rare, and maybe you get this interaction, Kyle, because you are open, and you. It's literally, I'm not gonna lie, it's a beautiful thing to be spiritually connected, and to be able to just bare your soul without any walls, any blockage, immediately to the Sasquatch. What a wonderful gift! And if you have that ability, and if that's something, just judging by your statement, and that's something that you feel is something that you're getting, and that's really special. That's wonderful. What a beautiful thing. When is the next documentary coming out? Oh God, and this is Joker John Roberts. As soon as I get it done, I mean, it's all on my shoulders. I have to do it. Till when I do the post production and I get it all finished, it's all in my queue, and I just got to work on it. So, have you ever done, or would you consider doing a show with Wes? Oh, I just talked to Wes yesterday, and I've done a show with him. And like I just said, I want to send my expeditioners to do shows with him, with Dixie Cryptid. I'd like to, man. I think, you know what, Phil and Amanda, I'd like to get a list of, because my expeditioners that have turned into my colleagues, they're amazing people. Like, these people are just amazing. It's got like I take them out in the wilderness, I train them, and I build a relationship with them, uh, and they become colleagues, friends, and maybe just colleagues even. Like Jeff Meldrum, he's an awesome dude. Like, he's amazing. I'd love to be his friend, but it's important that we stay colleagues first, because as much as I am a huge fan of Jeff Meldrum, he's a hero of mine. I think the best thing for us to do is just to not be friends. Really, it's to be working colleagues that are in a different way moving towards the discovery of Sasquatch. I think it's wonderful, and I don't want to take things personally with him. I mean, he's a great family guy. Obviously, he's got a beautiful family. It's awesome to hear his stories. It's awesome to hear about his personal life. The guy's amazing. Like, he's just totally amazing. My sister met him this year, and my sister is uh, just a great judge of character, and she's pretty beastly about who she thinks, and she just thinks the world of Jeff Meldrum, and it happens so fast because he's such a gentleman, and there's just so rare people like that. But he's got a busy life, and he's got lots of friends, and so do I. So it's what we're doing with the discovery process is so damn important. It's so damn important, and I just don't even. I just want to stay focused on that. We have fun, and it's cool to see him, and I really appreciate him. But yeah, I don't want to go have drinks with him, or, and we don't really do that. We're working, like when we do our when he's on expedition with me. It's isn't it nice though to know that we're not buddies, that we're not, like, this is, this is important. I'll critique him, he'll critique me. We have, and we do, and that's what good colleagues do. And I don't want to disrupt that colleague relationship that moves forward with the discovery of Bigfoot by personalizing it. Because we have so much to talk about when it comes to Sasquatch. So, the Vernon, I love you, Todd. You inspire me to go through with answering and calling, going back to Idaho to make contact with the family that revealed themselves to me in 1970. That's so awesome. Go back, the Vernon 52. Yeah, go back. So 1979 is a long time ago. Things changed so much. Oh my God. But go, go back, do it, work with it. Anything you can learn from me and anything that my documentaries and my working with Survivor Man episodes can do for you, all the power to you. That's what it's there for. Do Sasquatch hibernate in the winter, and does their bodies build up fat like other animals during the season? Absolutely. Uh, Not hibernate, I don't think. I think they just lie around and relax and stay warm and cuddle and eat meatsicles. That's my theory, anyways. They build up fat, absolutely. There's that time of year where it's September, October, where all the berries are in, and the salmon are spawning, the deer are fat, the elk are fat. Everything's building up for winter, and absolutely, they're totally doing that. And happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans that are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, which is probably most of the people on here. So Steve has had another encounter this past weekend. Congratulations. The young one, I know, likes to wait until nighttime, then walks around the cabin tapping his fingers on the walls. That is so cool, Steven. That's awesome. Congratulations. I really hope you're sending this stuff to bigfootencounter@gmail.com. That is amazing to be having that success. To have him tapping like that, just think about a young Sasquatch going around and tapping. He's like, acknowledge me, acknowledge me. I'm here, acknowledge me. That's so cool. Congratulations. Amazing. And you know what? It's fun, right? And he's making his presence known. That is so cool. The owls and elk are active tonight in the Northwest Olympics. Is it a full moon? The owls and the elk. Are the elk rutting? They shouldn't. They should be done their rut. But that's cool. That's awesome. When you're doing Sasquatch research, if you don't have your pulse on the wilderness, if you're not following what the ungulates are doing, what the birds are doing, what species are doing, you have to do that. You got to pay attention. That stuff matters so much. It's so important. Oh, yo, Washington, let's go. Nice, good place. So Ben's talking about Washington. Is there anything in California? Absolutely. I mean, the Patterson footage was in California, Northern California for sure. And I get reports from all over the place. Tons of stuff in California. I love you sincerely. I love you for the Sasquatch and the strong desire to bring the reality of their being to the world. Well, thank you so much, Vernon. And me and so many other people are so passionate about that, right? It really matters. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. So, hey, brother, 2020 will be the year. This is Wolfgang Brower's Photographies. This is, I was just talking about this maniac. This is Darren that I actually spoke to Darren, and he's going to do some radio shows and stuff. Well, Darren's actually he's on he got the Wild TV episodes that I know many of you haven't seen. And and that sucks. I'm going to try to alleviate that because it's a small little network in Canada. And I don't know if it's the Cowboy Network in the US, another small little network that just picked up a show with me, and we had lots of fun with it. But Darren was on it lots. Matt and Bob were on it. And then, yeah, just lots of really cool, amazing stuff happened. And I'm really proud of those episodes. They were a lot of work and a lot of fun. Michael Chorsery, you definitely need a break. If you're saying me, I need a break. Yeah, whew. It was lost a lot of weight this year. It was hard just because I got sick from my COVID shot. Really smoked me and kicked my ass. But I'm feeling really good now. I'm getting all my ducks in a row. I've got lots of good people helping me out, taking care of me. I'm training again. I'm going to take really good care of myself physically, and I want to come back and just kick some ass physically. I am going to be so ready physically for the spring to get back and go do some amazing expeditions. National forests are the way to go. Even how can someone, if you're not taking care of your physical, how could you go hike? How could you go be safe in the wilderness? Don't you have to be taking care of yourself physically? You can't abuse your body physically. So, I mean, I go on killer hikes, and I think that if you're not taking care of yourself physically, the Sasquatch will see that. I really don't think I impress them with my physical. I mean, me in the top and most amazing freaking shape I could ever be in, like someone who's like tough enough to go compete in the decathlon in the Olympics is not going to impress them really. But you know, I do really good by human standards. I know they're always waiting for me, and they're always, I'm chugging along compared to what they do. They're just so absolutely astonishing. But if you can't I don't know, and it's part of what I do. I go. The people that I take out are tough. We kick ass. It's hard. Like we really really get boots on the ground and we kick ass. So physical, it's always going to be a major part of what I do. And but maybe it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe you could just have the Sasquatch come and visit you on your back porch, and you can, I don't know, congratulations to you. It's just this is my way. This is what I manifest. This is what I work for. My research areas are in the most remote regions of North America. It's where I love to go, and you got to go kick ass to go there. And it's just what I do. It's my thing. I don't. If you put me in a spot that's like even just here in Calgary, I go on some hikes around the city. I know it's around the city. I can smell the oils of the road, the asphalt. I can. The rivers are just not amazing. Like they're affected by all that's going on around them. You put me out in the wilderness, I don't, and I just it's silent and it's beautiful, and I smell nothing but nature, and something changes in me. It changes in people. Like people change when they come out there. You just you sleep differently, and I'm gonna say you sleep better. You get more zen, you get more spiritual connectivity. You're closer to nature, closer to the land and the plants and the animals, which is nature. And there's so much amazing health that's going on. For God's sake, I'm finding out that having rocks go across water does something to the water that makes it better. And does that even surprise me? Nope, it doesn't. The water that we drink out there is ridiculously healthy. Like it is absolutely just so perfect for you, with the minerals and the even the organisms in it that give you gut health and help you. I mean, it's the water is just so rich. You don't get that in the city, and it's everything that's around you. It's so freaking healthy, and we eat really good food, and the place is beautiful, and it's so spectacular. So, and I need wilderness. I need real wilderness, um, to have to have that kind of success. And Andy says, don't miss out on any live shows. Subscribe. Thank you, Andy. Hit the bell icon. Andy knows better than I do. That's fantastic. Please do that. Do you think there are different species array? No, just one species of Sasquatch. Uh, I feel very strongly. Someone's seen a blonde Sasquatch a few miles from my place. Blonde Sasquatch. It wouldn't be albino because albino would be white. Yeah, very interesting. I've never seen one. I've seen them look reddish, but they're not. They're dark brown. It's just the sun coming through brings out a red pigment. So I've never seen a blonde Sasquatch, and I've never heard of an authentic a sighting that had the ring of truth and sounded very authentic to me of a blonde Sasquatch. Doesn't mean there's not at all. I just haven't found that authenticity yet. And congratulations, and that's in the Northwestern Olympics. We'd love to hear about that. Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com. Send a message there. Pennsylvania does have white Bigfoot. Wow, that's really cool. Albino white, maybe, because I've seen them. I've seen them salt and pepper, like getting gray. I've seen the old guy that was grayish, which was really cool. Do you say? Would you say it's dangerous to be around female Sasquatch with young? No. Mm, no. I just like I feel fear when I'm around young Sasquatch, and it's not like that. Like this is a community. This is a people you're dealing with. So you're I can't imagine ever having an encounter where it was just you, a young Sasquatch, or multiple young Sasquatch, and a female Sasquatch, because it's a family that I've always ever dealt with. So I suppose that could happen, but I would have no experience and knowledge in how to speak on that. And you're always dealing with a species. My gosh, they're gonna know you're there. The odds of you surprising them are really minuscule, So really, really minuscule. So yeah, it's just not something. It's nothing like even with bears. That's a. It's true. You should be concerned when you're around a mother and her cubs, but it's not one of the most dangerous things for bears. And I've had that happen to me so many times. I kind of disagree with the mythos that a sow and her cubs is this horrible, dangerous, terrible thing. No, I've been around them so much. Mothers with cubs are, you know, generally just very, very flighty, and they want to get out of there. And they don't want to fight. They just want to get out of there safe with their offspring. And if you just get away from them and respect that that's their home, and don't do anything. Certainly don't get between a mother bear and her cubs. And if you do, just back the hell out of there. You know, put your hands up and make your intent known. Whoa, mama, whoa! I just respect to you, and back away. And she doesn't want to fight. She just wants you to leave her cubs alone. So, and she's extremely, it's extremely unlikely she'll be hunting with her cubs. Like extremely unlikely. So just back away and give her your respect. But anyways, that we were talking about Sasquatch, and I don't see that. I'm concerned about young Sasquatch though, and I want to get out of there because I think they can be little brats. They're little kids, and if they start messing with you and you mess back, then Dad's gonna get involved. He's gonna bump, you know. So, um, and there's a sound they make, the woot woot woot, sound that a young Sasquatch makes that I've heard a lot. Oh, 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 oh. I had an encounter when I was a kid in the Ozarks in southwestern Missouri. It was looking in my bedroom window. Holy crap. Pretty cool. Very, very cool. So, congratulations. And again, so we'll go back to this. Now you got to think, because I don't know, but I would suspect if a Sasquatch is looking in your bedroom window, it's probably following you. It was probably watching you for a long, could have been years, right? And they just got so close. Could have been looking in your bedroom window dozens of times before the time you actually spotted them and saw them. So, and did he want to be seen when he was looking in the window? So you're gonna have to answer those questions, but really dig deeper into it. Did you hear wood knocks? Did you hear rock knocking? Did you see tree breaks around you? Did you ever feel like you were being watched? Like, was this an ongoing thing? Because I think the likelihood of it having been following you and gotten used to you over an extended length of time is very, very high. So really think and ask yourself those questions because, yeah, aloha from Hawaii, where I don't believe there are Sasquatch. Beautiful, beautiful place. I don't believe there are Sasquatch there because the local natives never talked about it, and they would know better than anybody else. Do Sasquatch hate the rain? Yes. Not hate, but they thoroughly dislike the rain. And what do they do when it rains? Do you think they hunker down? Absolutely. Yeah, it's something I've really seen in the research. When it rains, I don't get success. Only ever had one time ever had success with a Sasquatch in the rain. And that was with my captain firefighter, William Malpass. We snuck over to Radium. Hadn't been to Radium for years. The Sasquatch hadn't seen me for years. And they came down and said hi, and they were excited to see me because I hadn't been there in so long. I'd been in Nordegg for many years, and they missed me. And that's why I came back to Radium, and that's why I now do all of my research in Radium, was because they came down and even saw me in the rain, which was so cool. Wonderful experience. I was very touched by that experience. Hi, Todd. Love what you do. You inspire me. Thanks. You're welcome, Lance. I'm honored to be an inspiration to you. Hi, Todd. What are you getting the Sasquatch group that you have been habituating for Christmas? I'm getting them, leave them alone. Because if you mess with the species in the winter, you could seriously damage them and hurt them, and I don't do that. So Andy says, would you like to make a direct donation to this research? Visit the website, discoveryingbigfoot.org. You can make a donation on Patreon, /Todd Standing. And if you are passionate about this discovery, I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is all I do now, thanks to supporters, thanks to the movies, thanks to the expeditioners. I have like a little oligopoly going on here of all the Sasquatch stuff that I do. And my whole life, this is it. I mean, hey, hi Todd, somebody doesn't know me. Hey, I shake their hand and go, what do you do? I'm a Sasquatch researcher. That's my job. That's everything to me. And that's not changing anytime soon. It's a wonderful place I'm at right now. I feel so happy, and I'm embracing. You hear a lot of this on here. These people saying, "Oh, you inspire me," and all these, and I love what you do, and I get that a lot. And I'm at an age now where you can see the gray coming in, maybe even the white in the face, right? Where I'm really embracing the role of teacher, of shaman, and yeah, of mentor. I'm really embracing it. I'm ready. I do it a lot. I've been doing it my whole life, but it's not something I embraced before, and now I'm just really. I feel the wisdom. I feel the peace of it. I got this body's never gonna quit. Like I'll be hiking like my hero John Benernagel at 70 plus years old. My father at 70 plus years old, hiking around tough as nails at 70 years old. That's me. So I'll be out there, but there are new men and women that are awesome, tough, and kicking ass, and I want, and they want to take on this role, and they want to help with this discovery, and I'm embracing it with all my heart. So just, and that's something that's been hard for me. So, but I do it now. Todd, I always believe in Bigfoot. I hope that you and other researchers get the proof. So do I. I don't hope for it though. I'm excited about that happening. That will have the government believe, and still the government already knows. They just deny it. So, Central Michigan Bigfoot and Wildlife. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just gonna scoot down here. Wolfgang Brothers Photography. You bugger made an awesome donation. I really appreciate that, Darren. Thank you, my brother. And you're ready to head out. Well, I'm ready to take some time off and get back into shape and put some weight on. Man, did I get skinny. I lost some serious muscle. So need to get back fit and strong. Have you thought about collaborating with Les Stroud? What? He's obviously had his own encounters. Well, I know Les Stroud. I can phone him anytime and talk to him. So I do collaborate with Les Stroud. We did 4 episodes of Discovering of Survivor Man Bigfoot. I was the reason he did Discover Man Bigfoot. I was the first 2 episodes he ever did. So your documentary has got me wondering about the Planet of the Apes movies. I think there's something there. Yeah, no, I agree. So absolutely. I know the people who made Planet of the Apes, and I laugh. I go, why are you guys making a movie about they were literally in Golden Ears National Forest where there are Sasquatch. I was working out there with this amazing researcher named Randy Brisson, and they were literally filming Planet of the Apes on the other side of the mountain, and I'd walk over and go, "Hey guys," and I knew the people involved. I'd be like, you're making fake CG primates when there's actual real primates over here. You should try doing a Bigfoot movie instead of that. But it's a whole other ball of wax. People should know they exist. It's not good to be shocked when an encounter happens. You're so right, Dash. It's irresponsible of fish and wildlife to not acknowledge their existence. That's what comes into the lawsuits and stuff that I do. Ben Lacrosse, show them Todd's close-ups of the Sasquatch face. Yeah, I do have. So, hi from Central Florida, and I want to do Florida Expedition. So, thank you for your support. In Golf Gang, that's Darren, Amanda. So, yeah, thanks, Darren. In September, I heard tree knocks, trees being split and hooting 3 a.m. while camping in Maine. Good for you. Been obsessed with Bigfoot ever since. Cool. Learning all I can. Well, good. What a wonderful journey. That's how it starts, right? Is to get your attention. And let me tell you something. Guaranteed there's something special about you. There's something really special about you. For the Sasquatch to come around you and to acknowledge you like that, I can put one and one together. You just you're out there camping. I bet you love nature. I bet you love the wilderness. Even hunters will have Sasquatch come around. There's nothing wrong with hunting. Hunting is, like uh, especially when you're out there meat hunting. There's harvesting and being respectful of nature. I really I'm a strong proponent of that. I've harvested elk and deer, and I wish to continue to do so. So, but yeah, just understand there's just something special about you. That's Nettie's dolls, and Maine is a beautiful place. I haven't been there. I've studied the ecology theoretically from above, and I've really wanted to go there, and that's wonderful. Congratulations. We need lots of support and help. Roger Rev says you're getting older, Todd. I don't feel like it. I feel like I'm getting younger and younger every day. I'm still fun. I'm still looking like a true survivor and feeling like a little kid. That's from an Elton John song called "I'm Still Standing." Uh, I say I'm Todd standing better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. So I sang that to my daughter and my niece and my nephew. They call it the Todd Standing song, but it's actually still standing. But I just threw that line in there because I am looking like a true survivor, and I do totally feel like a little. I have that fun kid in me, mixed in with wisdom and maturity because I'm a dad and I have responsibilities and I have friends and I'm not a little kid, but I still I love that little kid in me, and I'm sure that's tremendously responsible for a massive amount of my success with Sasquatch. Wait, were you talking to me? I don't know, Ben. Was I talking about you? Boots on the ground, Todd. That's yeah. That's and I'll always be that way. Get out there in the bush. Well, it's snow right now, winter. So do Sasquatch take other predators' kills? I wouldn't think so. I really wouldn't think so. I think they would just like their own, killed their own way. Nah, I've never seen any evidence of that at all. And just with all the knowledge and experience I have, like that just rings immediately as no way. Even like hawks and eagles, a lot of the species like the golden eagle, one of the most majestic, incredible. They don't do dead old meat. Um, hawks and falcons, they like it live and fresh. And I feel that way about the Sasquatch. They just feel like their meat killed their own way, and they're very particular about what they do, and they have tremendous abundance when it comes to their meat. A Sasquatch can wake up in the morning and go, "I'd like mountain goat today," and go get it because they know where they are. I'd like bighorn sheep, deer, whitetail, blacktail. I'd like a moose. They just, I'll go eat bear today. They can just do that because they're that amazing. I have that much reverence and respect for them, and so why would they be stealing it from other predators when they just don't need to? So Um, just scroll down here. Got quite a few donations going on. I'd like to see any questions they might have. Oh my gosh, how many hundreds of questions are there? Oh my goodness. I should have been just shut up at the beginning of the show because my goodness. Here we go. Hollywood Big Daddy trips. That's not true. Todd has seen them. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just kind of skipping down a little bit. Brandon McCrae, are males or females in charge of social groups? Brandon, all my research significantly points to, uh, with so many reasons, like 100 different reasons, that this is male dominated troops. There's sexual dimorphism in the males. The males are bigger. In the tracks, we see that. In the encounters, we see that. The Patterson female isn't as large as the 17-inch track males that we've seen. So I'm leaning, and based on what we know about biology, there's never been, if there's sexual dimorphism where the males are much larger than the females, there's never been a female-dominated society that way. You know, Black widow, even spiders, Black widow spiders, the females kill the males are way bigger. So size does matter in nature, and I see no evidence of any kind that would ever lead me to believe anything other than this was male dominated. Even so, like when there's been multiple times in my research where I'm getting this incredible success. All these young Sasquatch are coming out and they're exposing themselves, and then I hear the male up on the mountain. It's a male. I know it. I can hear it. It's pounding. It's deep. It's the big guy. I go find his tracks thereafter. It's dad saying enough, not mom. Never heard mom go, "That's enough." Even with Jane coming around, is she a mom? Almost for sure. But I just never, yeah, I never see her like having her own little dominance of the troop or anything. She has her own thing she does, but Jane's a big whole ball of wax, and Jane is just there's a lot. Um, so he asked all males and females in charge of social groups. So I answered that. Are males or females in charge? Oh, that's the same question. So yeah, so I answered that question. And then thanks. That's so cool, Brandon. Thanks for that donation. I really appreciate it. So how long? Hello, longtime fan. I've had a couple of questions for you. Well, hello, Lisa. Where are your questions? Longtime fan. I have a couple questions for you. Let's see if we can find Lisa's questions. Dave M's here. There's a man that lives in Louisiana, and he said that he's going to kill a Sasquatch if he finds him. And he's been in the woods for a long time searching. I hope he doesn't. He's not going to. Don't worry about that, Dave. Like I tell people, it's like a 5-year-old kid going in the ring and fighting Mike Tyson. Whatever. Good luck, buddy. I mean, they'll know your intent. Can't verse these guys. It's preposterous. I won't believe it. And I'm just so experienced. I have so much boots on the ground knowledge. These individuals are absolutely astonishingly amazing, mind blowing, exceptional. Wow. Like I've worked with incredible top notch snipers, military men, hunters. These are my friends and colleagues. Couldn't touch these guys. Couldn't touch them. I mean, again, the U.S. military would whoop their ass with satellites and aerial superiority and bombing them. There'd be no competition. When it just comes to men hunting, no chance. You don't have a snowball's chance in hell. I have nothing but my sympathy for someone. And if you ever did get some kind of success, we'd never find your body. That's how I feel about it, right? So, how old are you, Todd? In my 40s. Your findings are similar to mine too. There's a lot more though. Well, cool, Jay. I'd love to. Ja says your findings are similar to mine too. There's a lot more though. Well, I'd love to hear more, man. I cooperate. That's my job. Is Sasquatch researcher, Sasquatch cooperator. So if you would like to send your stuff to bigfootencounter@gmail.com, Amanda would definitely look that up. And there's other ways to get to me. Amanda's on Facebook. Uh, I don't know. Phil's on Facebook. Get to one of these guys. Get to Andy. You know, these people we have. Yeah, we'll. If you really want to get in touch with me, then awesome, do it. Hello, is this Lenita? It's Brian's app. Is this my Lenita from Alabama? Anyways, thank you so much for your donation, Lenita. I think it is my Lenita from Alabama. So happy Thanksgiving, Lenita. Hey Todd, I'm 54. I'm calling it being seasoned. Oh, that's Cappy McCappy. I know you. Yeah, seasoned. Yes. Whew. Yeah, I'm pretty seasoned, I think. Just trying to help grease the wheels. Thanks, Brandon. I hope others will join in. Sure, and people do join in, and I get tremendous support. Thank you so much, Brandon. What do you think of Netflix me documentary Sasquatch? Oh, is there a new one? I didn't know. I'll have a look. So, yeah. I live in Northern California. This is Torin Beckwith. I live in North Carolina, Northeast. We have vast forests and one big national park. Would North Carolina be a place for them? Gosh. So many states, right? There's just got to be other ways you can link it that. Maybe even online here, or just punch in North Carolina Bigfoot and watch my movie. Watch the first episodes of Five Man Bigfoot starring me. Tremendous amounts of information in there about tree breaks and structures. Go look for that stuff. And man, it's a lot of work. Oh, but if you love it, it's fun. Make it a passion of yours, like I have done, and have a great time and learn about nature and learn about species and you know learn and have a wonderful time doing it. David M. I've already seen a red ape in the Louisiana Honey Island swamp. How he got there, I don't know. My buddy's got pictures of him. Dave, we'd love to see that. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. For all you that I don't get to today, because how many questions are here? This is crazy. I'm just scrolling. This is amazing. There's so many people in here today. That's fantastic. Wow. I could sit here and answer questions for 20 hours. Christopher, you should check out this small documentary. It's great you guys talking to one another. That's Executioner Wasp talking to Christopher. Talk to each other, guys. Look through these questions. When this show is over, which is in just a few minutes, I don't know, scroll through the questions. Can you? Because man, there's so much. Look at that. I just scroll. My fingers going scroll, scroll, scroll. Uh, what's the most odd thing you've seen a Sasquatch do? Wow. I can't. They've impressed me. I don't think of oddities. I just think I'm so impressed with so many things. I mean, it's odd but impressive, the little mini structure they made for us this year. Um, one of the most impressive things I ever saw them do, ever in my whole life. And I don't know if maybe it's odd. I saw a Sasquatch running through the wilderness, and I likened it to a time. So this Sasquatch is running through dense bush, and I'm seeing this, like he's running, and he's doing it because he's showing me, and I see this pile of trees that are all falling down, and I know that pile of trees. I'm like, man, he's not getting through that. Like, but he speeds up as he approaches it, and he literally uh, sped up, took two big steps, and then jumped in the air, and literally jumped like where he reached and touched his toes to compress himself, and went through this little tiny space. And then I just see his compression just explode open as he got to the side and land on the ground and boom. But there was no boom. That's what was shocking. Is it reminded me of a time, like you can see this running, this brilliant, incredible being running fluidly through the wilderness, like so astonishing, like scary. And you go, I can't hear anything. There's no sound. How come there's no sound? There's got to be a sound. even like I might have been hearing like he's moving so fast, there's like wind sound, but you just think that's the wind blowing because he's going, he's whipping by so fast. The only other time I ever saw anything like that was I saw a mountain lion charging at a herd of deer. And so I see this mountain lion running. Same thing. He's running like he's a mountain lion. He's got big, kitty, soft feet. No sound. Silent. He sprints over and then jumps off this ridge and literally nailed a deer right in the back. Like the deer never saw it coming. And if you know how well a deer can hear, man, they are like, they can hear. And that mountain lion didn't make a sound. It's deadly silent. And the Sasquatch did the same thing. So is that odd? I don't think it's odd so much. Well, maybe it is odd because nothing for a biped to move so. And you know what? I don't think a mountain lion could have made that jump. To be honest, no, they could have. They're so. I'm not gonna. A mountain lion could have leaned up and they're built better to make that jump. So yeah, I'm gonna take that back. I renege that. A mountain lion could definitely have made that jump like that, but a mountain lion's 200 pounds, and this Sasquatch was 9 feet tall. So 900 pounds, not 200 pounds. So that is for them to be able to move silently like that. That's why even it's so important when you hear the boom, boom, boom. They did it on purpose. I've seen them running and be dead silent. I don't even know how they do these things. So it doesn't make sense how they're so fast and they're so powerful, and yet they got incredible endurance and their immense agility, and they can be deadly silent. That's why when you tell me about someone going to hunt them, really, these are the greatest trackers that have ever lived. Like to hunt them, you got to outwit the birds and the deer and the elk and the moose and the squirrels. Like you got to outwit anything. You got to know where the wind is. You got to know where the wind gauge is. You got to know how the sun's going to rise up and change the wind gauge. Like I can sit here and go on for 5 hours about the level of expertise these beings have that we don't even have close to. They're born and raised in the wilderness. They're built and designed for this. And this is the tip of the iceberg. The other evidence I've seen, I believe they can really feel the earth where they can tell there's a rock 6 inches below it in the sphagnum moss. That means they could probably feel the roots of the trees. Like this is, and I have science to substantiate these facts that will scare you and blow your mind. These beings are absolutely astonishing and incredible and miraculous, mind-boggling how amazing they are. Go hunt them? What? No. I like someone said earlier. A question from a Kyle said they can see in your soul. Well, they might, if you're a hunter and you're mad at them, they might not be able to see in your soul, but they're going to see the darkness in the way you move. They're going to see you moving, predatorially with a gun. You're not going to get close to these guys. Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. I have absolutely no worries about it. I used to be concerned about these. This is the kill organizer. They're going to kill one. Whatever. Go take on the greatest trackers and hunters and wilderness beings that have ever lived, the apex species in the wilderness. Go take them on. There's a cooperation of them. Go take on a family. Nope. I'd take a lie detector test, and it would be, is there any chance anybody, any human being would ever purposely go out and try to and successfully kill a Sasquatch? And that thing would just be like nothing. Stream, I would go none. And I would get 10 out of 10. For man, he believes that because he knows it, because oh my God, don't take on the species. You want to see me get a little crazy? I get crazy when people start talking about hunting them. Because it's preposterous. It's ridiculous. Hey, watch me jump over the moon. You can't jump over the moon. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump over the moon. Well, you'll go give that a shot. You can't jump over a mountain. Like it's such a preposterous statement. So, and you're talking to a man who's been out there, who's bled through it, who's fought through it, who's nearly died working and fighting towards this discovery. Nobody argues that. People know what I've been through. And I'm telling you, it's I suggest you don't even pay attention. You try to tell them, like, my God, man, what are you thinking? Like, rethink it. I have a video, To Kill or Not to Kill a Bigfoot. And it's really, really, it's preposterous, infinitely. So thanks so much for tuning in today. This is my 1-hour show. Man, I thoroughly enjoy doing these shows. Thank you so much for the donations. Remember, you could also make donations through my website. I gotta have some Christmas stuff. I saw something that was really cool, and I think people would like it, from Todd Standing. So I'm gonna try to work on that, because I'd like to have some gifts for people for Christmas that I think are pretty impressive, that are awesome representations of Todd setting. So I'll try to have that for you guys next week. And the odds of me doing a show next week are really high. So I'm traveling a lot. I'm doing lots of things, but I'll be back next week very likely. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing, and let's make this discovery happen. I hope you're passionate about it as I am, and let's get there. Let's get it done. 2022 is coming. We're gonna have a great year. So until then, take care of yourself.